up, guys? This is your girl, Royal Bose, and I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. As you can see from the mics, your girl has started her own podcast. So excited. Okay, anyway, so you are now watching the Middle Child podcast. You are appreciated here. You are seen here. You are loved here. And I just can't help but be happy to have you here. I'm probably going to stutter a lot this episode. Y'all, this is my first episode of the Middle Child podcast. And as you can tell, I am the middle child. I say that all the time. Anyway, but without further ado, I want to go ahead and welcome my guest before I get overly excited. Guys, this person pushed me when I had my last podcast with Under Construction, a podcast, and I told him about it. He was like, oh, I'm finna tell everybody. And then I was just like, well, not doing it anymore. And from that moment, he has pushed me to start my own podcast, which I was terrified in doing, and has checked in like, okay, when is he coming? But anyway, Twan is here with me. What's up, Twan?
Yes.
I am so happy and honored to have you.
Listen, you have gotten me out of my home.
Yeah.
All the way over here.
Yeah, because it was a long drive.
It was a long drive.
Yeah.
I am here at a undisclosed location.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm going to leave. It's given.
One day I'll be able to put you on one of them planes.
Listen, it is given inspiration and all wonderful things. But yes, I am here. I am here.
You.
I can look in the cameras, right?
Yeah, you can.
I am here. I am here. I am here.
Yes. Shout out to my parents for letting me use their place.
Shout out to the parents.
Yeah.
They were so nice.
Oh, thank you.
They're nicer than my parents.
Really?
They are. They are.
I love them.
Like, I feel like the bonus child. You're talking about being the middle child. Bonus me.
Those are my babies.
Listen, adopt me. Adopt me.
Yes.
My parents are a piece of work.
That's what parents are supposed to be, though.
Mm-mm.
But hey, I'm so happy to have you here.
Yes.
Nothing is off limits.
Nothing.
As a matter of fact, I'm titling this show Raw and Unfiltered.
Love it.
That's what it's about to be.
Raw. That's me.
Raw and Unfiltered.
Add Jurassic.
Nothing is out. I'm surprised I didn't grab a box of tissue because y'all know now I'm in my soft girl era. I cry a lot.
Me too.
Yeah.
I cry a lot too. I thought it was because I was in my late 30s. But I honestly cry a lot. Like I understand.
Yeah.
I understand it now. Yeah. And it's not a bad thing.
At all.
It's not. I cry like I'm thankful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it leads me to crying.
Of course.
And
compassionate.
And it's just, I'm just thankful to God for everything. Like I can't even name everything. Right. It's gonna take me all day.
I was in my journal this morning and I was like, at first I was, gonna do the generic. I said, hello God, it's me again.
Yeah.
Thank you for this podcast. Thank you for this episode. Thank you. And before I knew it, I'm all at the end of the page. I'm just like, whoa, wait. Okay. Thank you.
So you do the hello God, it's me again?
It depends on the day. It's either hello God, dear God, what up G. It depends on the day.
I go to him like, look here. Every day it's look here.
Yeah.
I don't miss a beat. I be like, oh, okay.
That's Lord, me in my prayers.
Look here. This is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm thinking. I'm tired. Or I don't feel like it today. Mm-hmm. But I just go to him straight up. Yeah. Like for real.
Yeah.
I grew up as a PK. Mm-hmm. So I know the whole speaking in tongues.
Yeah. My dad's a deacon. My mom's an elder.
They know it.
Yeah.
They know it's a whole cadence to it. Like, so I know it, and I can get down with it. I can get down with the best stuff. Right. But for me in this space that I'm in, like just raw and unfiltered, I got to go to him like, my guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That was my turning point.
Yes.
I was so transparent. I think I had got into it with my parents one day. Wow. And it wasn't like us, because I don't disrespect them. I don't curse them out, but it was like we wasn't agreeing. Mm-hmm. So on my way back to my condo, I'm in the car and I was just like, all right, God, I thank you for the parents you done gave me, although they done made me mad. I said, right now, but I just can't thank you as a person. I can't talk to you. I said, but what I do know is I'm not gonna curse you. Right. But right now, I can't really. Yeah. I can't be thanking you for you being you.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that was the turning point for me going from religion to relationship.
Right.
So ever since then, like you said, I go to him and I be like, hey, G.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta do something.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Yeah. I grew up very religious. Well, religion. I've seen a lot of religion and tradition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when I started to connect spiritually, that's when I started to have a better understanding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so my understanding may not be the next person's understanding.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be. We all on different paths.
Right.
But I do consider myself to be a spiritual person for the lane that I am in.
Right.
Okay? And everybody ain't going to always agree with me. And that's fine. I don't want you to agree with me. Please have a difference of opinion.
Please.
But just watch yourself when you come to me.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah.
That's okay. See, we already getting deep in here.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. All right, so with the conversation being raw and unfiltered, what is in this current season now? What is the rawest moment I guess you're having with yourself, with your career, just in general?
Oh my goodness, the rawest moment I am honestly having. It's really quite a few of them. I would definitely say right now, the main thing is just really full transparency. Like, you know, I used to, let me not say I used to, but there would be times where I could just kind of let folks just kind of skate by, like, okay, you know, not really holding folks accountable, but everybody want to hold me accountable type thing, which I ain't got no problem being accountable. If I said it, I said it. If I did it, I did it.
Yeah.
But I've been noticing, especially in this season, I don't do well when I hear people fabricating.
Okay.
I don't do well with that. Like, fabricate when I ain't around. Right. But as long as I'm around and these 2 ears is listening, I don't want to hear the fabrication.
Yeah.
I don't, especially from people that I know that be up in the church every single day.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like literally one of my close friends, he's like a brother to me. He knows I call him out in a minute. I tell him in a minute, I don't want to hear them lies. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
What you lying for? Like, stop. So just full transparency and just the whole accountability thing. That's just where I'm just really, it's not like I'm picking a fight with anyone.
Right.
But, you know, I just want the authenticness around me at all times. I say enough
fakeness.
Oh, yeah.
Enough of that.
I've seen enough of it.
That's me.
Yeah.
Especially the authentic. Like, if you're not authentic, I just can't have you here.
Yeah. I can't have you here.
Yeah.
Like, I can have you here.
Yeah.
But not here.
Yeah, not in the bubble.
Like, right. I can bump into you in like public and go, hey. Right. That's the type of here I can have you at.
But that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, it got to be in passing.
Right.
It got to be in passing. Right. Thing. But as far as like when you're here, because that means I've trusted you with something concerning me.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So if I've trusted you with something concerning me, I need you to be able to handle what I've trusted you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to know if I'm trusting you with something else.
Right.
So, yeah.
Especially knowing where I'm going.
Well, yes.
If I know where I'm going and what I don't have time for is looking over my bag.
I don't have time. And that's probably one of the reasons why I don't really speak to my family. Yeah. I don't hate none of them.
Yeah.
I have select few family members that I speak to. But as far as like being a present person in my family, how I used to, too much has happened.
Yeah.
Too many bridges have scorched. And I don't need no more scorching.
Right.
You know, so I'm just like, because I can't trust y'all here.
Right.
So I need to keep y'all here.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
I've had one of those conversations. I think with my mom, when I was telling her, because she values family so much. And I was just like, I can honestly do without.
Yeah.
I said, because there's a respect thing. I said, if you don't respect my boundaries, if you don't respect me as a person or this, then I have to let you go. I said, I can still like honor you. Even like the Bible verse, it's like honor your father and your mother. Right. But it also says parents don't provoke your kids.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I can honor you from afar, but I don't have to have, that connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
I have been one that has been provoked.
Yeah. Right. It is just,
I don't like being provoked.
Oh my goodness.
I don't like that at all. Because once I get to going,
It's it.
It's it. Yeah. And I don't know when I'm going to stop.
Oh, my goodness.
So I don't know when I'm going to stop.
Yeah.
I just don't, my boundaries is so important. And if I say something or if I make a decision about something, I'm making a decision based on what's best for me.
Right.
And so I've had family members stop talking to me because of decisions I've made for myself. And I'm sorry, these are family members that I've loved and have gone above and beyond for, but just because I set a boundary or gave you an answer of no does not mean like a permanent, but no in this season. It turns into
some totally.
Child, I done got removed off of social media.
Oh, they be taking it too far.
They be taking it far.
Man.
They be removing me. And I be like, hey, I'm not your friend on much anymore.
See, stuff like that triggers me.
Oh, girl.
Although I'm in therapy, and we're going to get to that, but although I'm in therapy,
that triggers
my revenge mindset, we ain't really dealt with that yet in therapy.
This device right here got some of the receipts in it.
When I say I take
baby,
different level,
do not cross me because this device has receipts. It has pictures. It has videos. It has audio.
Right.
But you know what? If I was in my 20s, the floodgates would open.
You like my best friend. I'm bad at deleting stuff.
Ooh,
I don't be having receipts to pull back up.
I ain't gonna delete it. It got screen recorders. I ain't gonna delete it.
You got it on.
Listen.
Oh my.
And it's not saying that I'm trying to intentionally do anything.
Right.
But
it's to protect you.
Right. Because and it's sad that like we do live in an era where receipts is like, oh my God, this time I'm gonna get back at you. But I've never retaliated on anyone. I may throw you a little shade, and I'll never mention no one's name. I would never do that. But I just, I got this. I would never do that to anyone. I would never do that.
Okay.
Ever. But I
you got it ready, locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded. But I would just never do that. But I remember I called one of my cousins and I was like, hey, you removed me off your friends. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember doing that. Child.
Don't play with me.
Don't play with me. Do not play with me. Like I would not call Crime Stoppers and tell them where you at.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I did that on an X. I did that on an X before. He made me so mad when I called that anonymous number. I was like, there's somebody around this area that might be.
You called, baby. I told them. I told them the exact location. I went on the website. Told them the exact location, what shift they work. What time they were going to be there.
Man.
Baby, I told them, I was like, and this place is adjacent to this place, across from this place. Listen, I was giving like Poindexters around this thing. And I had called my longtime friend that works for the department.
Yeah.
I said, girl.
Are you...
I said, hey, I had submitted an anonymous tip, but I'm going to call you too because I know you tell the people too. And because that person, I was cool with the person, right? And they said, they text me a rude text message. Now, I ain't did nothing to you. Nothing. So I went right on Crime Stoppers.
Cause what?
Cause what we doing? Look, they been calling me. You have a collect call from.
Y'all better watch the favor that y'all be having around y'all.
Because I am a blessing. Right. And I've been accepting the calls. Hello. Hey, they got me. What you up to? Oh, nothing, just working. You don't miss me? Yeah.
Let's go. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's what we had with.
Oh wow. Okay, but thinking about therapy. I want my guests to know y'all Twan is a licensed therapist.
I am a licensed therapist. As crazy as I am.
Yeah, I would have never thought.
Right. No one ever because I don't like to wear my career on me, but I am a licensed professional counselor. I am dually licensed. I'm licensed in Alabama as well as Georgia.
Okay.
I am a national certified counselor. I'm also a counseling supervisor in the state of Alabama. So I do supervise pre-licensed counselors that are pursuing full licensure in the state of Alabama. And I'm a college professor.
Look at you teaching the people.
Teaching the people and calling Crime Stoppers all at the same time. Listen, I'm just trying to save the world.
Right,
There's enough going on.
One life at a time.
One life at a time. And I'm just trying to save the world. I really am. So if that means, helping the police department out, they be moving slow.
They do.
They do.
They do.
Listen.
Oh my goodness.
And my friend case still open. My friend that passed away this summer, his case still open. Everybody else's case getting solved. Mine
just sitting there on the desk.
Talking about a person of interest. Y'all ain't found that boy yet? So yeah. So I just been praying. I just been praying have your way, Lord. Yeah. So, but I be calling folks out. Help the people.
You got to put it in the.
I have to put it in the atmosphere. Like, listen.
Yeah, because somebody's watching,
and y'all should be able to help some folks that's dealing with that. But yeah, I love being a therapist. I love it.
That's cool, man. Because I've been going to therapy, and it has helped.
Yeah,
it has helped. It has helped.
I go to therapy.
Yeah. Okay.
I go to therapy. Because it has helped. Like, for real. It has honestly helped me to find balance.
Oh, that's a good word.
Yeah. It has helped me to find balance between my professional life, my personal life, my goals and ambitions outside of just being in a box.
Yeah.
I always tell people, not all therapists are in the box. Like, I have a personality. Like, you're not going to have me be a robot.
Yeah.
Sitting in therapy sessions talking about, well, according to Sigmund Freud. Like, hey, no, my clients don't want to hear about no Sigmund Freud.
Not at all.
And no William Glasser. And no Alfred Adler. You don't even know who them folks is. Right?
Oh, I don't.
You know what I'm saying? So they want to hear that. They want someone that's like, you know what? This is what I'm going through.
Right.
This is the unresolved trauma that I have in my life. And relatable. And even as a therapist, I'm able to say, hey, I understand that. I can relate to that. I know what sexual abuse looks like. And this is what has helped me.
Right.
And I could impart something to help you. It's not saying you have to do it my way, but it may be something that, oh, you know what? My therapist understands because my therapist went through something similar.
Right.
And I can adapt or adopt some of that into my healing journey.
Yeah.
So I definitely go to therapy as well because every day is not easy for a therapist. It's not.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're just not dealing with yourself. You're dealing with your people that come in. And it is somebody different every day.
Yeah.
So you have a new set of people every day.
Yeah. My youngest client is 19.
Oh.
My oldest client is 54.
Okay. That's good. Range.
Yeah, it's range. And so it may be things my 19-year-old may say or be dealing with that is far different than what a 54-year-old is dealing with and vice versa. One of the things that I don't like in my career, and it has to go with social media. I see on social media all the time people post, especially people in our community as Black people.
Yeah.
Black men need to go to therapy. I always see that on social media and I'm like, why do people post this?
Right.
Just because you had an experience with a Black man that didn't want to open up to you don't mean that Black men don't go to therapy.
Right.
I run my own private practice and 90%, if not more, of my clients are Black men.
Yeah.
With majority of them being straight Black men with the homosexual therapists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they go to therapy. But they don't have to wear a poster board to say, hey, I'm a Black man in therapy.
Yeah.
Some people just want to keep something to themselves.
Yeah.
I think that's where we've kind of failed at as, well, I can only speak for our culture. Because, the other culture over there fighting in Buffalo Wild Wings. Did you see that?
I did not.
It was over there fighting in Buffalo Wild Wings. It was on the social media.
Oh, my God. In Birmingham?
Yes, over in Hoover.
Well, you know, I'll take a social media break in a minute.
You will, but I didn't take no break. I was watching it. So it's not always fighting somewhere, right? But you know, we are very critical on our own people.
Yeah.
But like I say, everybody don't have to let folks know what you're doing.
Right.
You know, so there are a lot of black men in therapy. Yeah. Trust and believe.
Because it's just gonna exude off of you.
Yeah. There are a lot of black men in therapy, and they are really working through their stuff. You know, not just stuff that their girlfriend telling them to work on, or stuff that their wife telling them to work on. No, stuff that they really just like, you know what? Yeah, I ain't never opened up about this, or I never knew that this space really existed for me to work through this type of stuff. And it don't make them weak at all or anything.
In my opinion, it makes you stronger.
Very stronger mentally. Yes. Spiritually. Even physically. Yeah. Like I had a client, he be doing his therapy sessions from the gym while he working out. He got his phone propped up and I just be talking, he be talking, and it works for him. It works for him. And so, there are a lot of black men in therapy. So people, please let 2025 be your last year saying, black men go to therapy because they are in therapy. Right. A lot of them are over. They are.
Why tell you so you can throw it in their face?
Right.
Nah, that's something else.
So you can pull out your receipts.
Right. It's the receipts for me.
Listen, I'm not going to drop them people.
Oh my God.
Folks going to be like, oh my God, he really is crazy. And I am.
So, you gotta have a little in you.
You gotta have a little bit in me. I was in the military, of course. Something's wrong.
What branch?
I was in the Army National Guard. Okay, I was.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for having me. So I always tell people, you always hear people say, "Oh, I went to the military to." What they say? Serve the country. Yeah. You'll never hear me say that.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I have like so many questions. I just don't know, like,
shoot them. I'm here.
Oh my goodness. Like, where to start? Okay, well, seeing that, I was going to save this one for last, but seeing that we are on the Middle Child podcast. Yes. Are you a middle child? Oh, it's the silence. It's the silence.
Hello. You know how they be in church? Yeah. Giving unto God who's the head of my life. I love that one. That's always my favorite one.
My goodness.
Oh my God. That one is never going to leave church. For any church that still have testimony time, please make sure you continue to say, give it unto God who is the head of my life.
The head of
my life. So to answer your question, no. Okay. I am not a middle child.
Okay.
I am not.
So are you the youngest, the oldest?
I am the eldest.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I am the eldest child on both sides of my family.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I am the firstborn.
Okay.
Yes.
Shout out to my sister. She the firstborn.
I am the firstborn, but I have some traits of middle child because of treatment that I received. Okay. Yeah, but I am the eldest on both sides.
Nice.
Yeah, on my mom's side there is 4 of us, and we have age gaps. So I will be 38 in a few weeks. Okay. My brother that's right after me, he will be 35 in a few weeks. So we're both Tauruses. He's an April Taurus. Okay. I'm a May Taurus. So we're 2 different types of Taurus. Right. He's a little sensitive. Then our youngest brother is 15 years younger than me. Okay. And so he was born in June. So he's a Gemini.
Okay. Bless his heart.
Yeah, bless his heart. Bless his heart. For real. Bless his heart. And then my sister, my baby sister on my mom's side, she is 17 years younger than me. Okay. She's a Cancer. Okay. Yeah, so my mom had her kids April, May, June, and July. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
So all of our birthdays literally run together. Right. Yeah. So she has 2 Tauruses, a Gemini, and a Cancer. Okay. And my mom's a Gemini.
Really?
Yeah. My mom's a Gemini and my dad's a Scorpio. What a combination, huh? And they created this Taurus here. So that's why I don't want to be bothered. Like, don't bother me.
I'm an Aquarius.
Yeah.
My sister's a Pisces. Yeah. And my brother is a Taurus.
Wow. He's a Taurus?
Yeah, my brother's a Taurus.
He must...
April Taurus.
I was about to say he's an April Taurus.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can pick up when I'm around a May Taurus. He's an April Taurus. Definitely.
Yeah, and my dad's a Taurus and my mom's a Sagittarius.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Her birthday's in December?
Yeah.
December the what?
2nd.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So December the 2nd is a very important day in my life. It really is. One of my dearest friends from college, his birthday is December the 2nd. And I'll never forget his freshman year of college. It was like in 2008. Oh my God, it's been almost 20 years. He asked me a question.
Yeah.
And he said, do you want to be famous or do you want to be well known?
Oh.
Girl, he asked me that. I said, boy, get out my damn face. Oh, you 18 asking me that. I'm 21 or whatever. And that question still sticks with me to this day. And I remember I told him, I said, I want to be well known.
Yeah.
And with the things I have going on, which you've seen.
Yes, I have.
He knows about what I have going on.
Yeah.
And he's always supported everything I've had going on. And I remember I had texted him that I had got the green light to work on the project I'm working on. And he said to me, you always were a celebrity. Oops, I done said too much. Okay. But that's what he said. I have a project coming out, people. Okay.
Okay. Okay. There we go.
Signing autographs here soon. Get in line. I may write a book.
They gonna be at your office.
They gonna be at my office. They gonna come find me over at the I Am Love Fitness.
Shout out to Trey.
Listen, that's why I don't work out in no classes no more.
I gotta come when ain't nobody.
I got to go, like, I have to show up like sunglasses, security, black trucks, all that stuff. 'Cause, I have to work out in my own time. But yes, I mean, he always said that.
Yeah.
And so his birthday is December 2nd. So I never forget his birthday. And then one of my first cousins was born December 2nd.
Okay.
And so I never forget that day. So I always love people that were born December the 2nd. Nice. Love that. But that's very interesting that you say your dad's a Taurus?
Yes.
April Taurus?
Yeah.
And April what?
27.
Oh, wow. My brother's birthday, April 26th.
Okay.
And then with your mom being a Sagittarius.
Yeah.
There's just such inspiration because I tried to date a Sagittarius. I'm not going to spin the block.
Right. Really? My best friend is a Sag.
Who?
Natalie.
I know Natalie. Yeah, I went to college with Natalie.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, she's a Sag.
Hollywood. What's the hairline?
Yes.
Hollywood. Yeah.
She's a Sag.
Yeah.
That is my best friend.
I love her.
Yeah.
I saw her at Black Alumni Weekend.
Okay.
I didn't go to the one in 2024. I popped up for the last party.
Okay.
But I went to the one in 23. One of her line sisters had so I'm friends with one of her line sisters. Like, we're really cool. And like one of her line sisters, her baby daddy, he's a friend of mine too. And so like the baby daddy, he's a cute dog.
Yeah.
And he married at the time he was engaged, but he's now married to one of my high school classmates who's an AKA, right? Okay. And so we were at the tailgate. Yeah. Like, so he's going to call me when he sees this. Oh my God, you're telling everybody this. I'm telling everybody this, right? So we were at the tailgate.
Yeah.
And there was like this eruption breaking out. Younger classes, they just feel like they gotta like
do whatever,
right? So there was this eruption that broke out, right? And I don't know what happened, but I had I had a shot of Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey in my hand, ready to
partake.
Yeah. And I looked over and I see my homeboy and Natalie's line sister, him and the baby mama. I see them like having a war of words, right? And she like swung at him and he snatched her wig off her head.
Oh my goodness.
And they was finna scuffle out there. I don't know where my Jack Daniels Tennessee Honey shot went. It is now 2 years later. But I knew I was just trying to help him. Like, hey, like don't hit her or whatever. Give her wig back. But yeah, it was a lot going on that day. So shout out to everybody I went to college with.
Y'all had a time.
Oh, we had a time at the PWI.
Oh my goodness, y'all had a time. I went to a PWI. I've also had my wig snatched off, but it wasn't purposely.
Yeah,
I was at the club, and at this time I was dating a DJ. Oh, and so it was his birthday party or whatever. Okay. So I went back in the booth to, get ready to go.
Yeah.
But then somebody had called me. So as I was walking back down the stairs, he was trying to get my attention. And I felt when he grabbed my shirt, and I was like, he finna try it again. But before I could turn around, the hair was in his head.
Oh my goodness.
He was trying to put it back on my head. He was like, you needed your hair done. You could have told me. I said, I didn't need it done. Because I had a mohawk at the time too. Yeah. So it was slick down.
Oh, you went through some transition.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's that middle child trying to find yourself.
Well, listen, let me ask you this.
Okay.
You being a middle child, because I said, I'm not a middle child.
Okay.
But I've exhibited some symptoms based off of treatment. What has been the treatment like for you as a middle child?
Now it's gotten better. But I've always felt, for lack of better words, overlooked.
Yeah.
Because it's like you have to live up to the expectations of the older child, or you have to not necessarily dumb yourself down for the younger child, but it's just kind of like in conversation, the conversation, I feel like to me is never just about me. One of them is going to be brought in, and at that moment, although it's not intentional, it makes you feel like, okay, cool. Well, this like just shifted.
Yeah.
But I've had the privilege of having siblings. If they're in the conversation, they will bring it back around to you. Yeah, to me.
Many years ago, so my grandmother raised me, my dad's mom, and Lord rest her soul. She only had 3 sons. She only had 3 kids, and so my dad is a middle child. And I'll never forget. Many years ago, I think I was in high school, or I may have been in middle school. I was in grade school, and the tension was just rising.
Yeah.
And I saw my dad and my grandmother have a heated argument. And the stuff that he was saying was things he had been holding on to for years. Like before I was even born, things from, the 70s.
Yeah.
And my parents are young. My dad was in the 11th grade when I was born. My mom was in the 12th grade. But to hear the stuff that he was saying, he had been holding on to that for so many years. As I've gotten older, it made me realize why he was an absent dad. Because he felt he wasn't seen anyway.
Right.
And so I think unintentionally, it was just natural for him to be absent from me. And so when my grandmother legally adopted me, my dad and I began to have issues because I was getting a lot of attention. I was the oldest grandchild, and I was my grandmother's favorite grandchild. My grandmother legally adopted me. Like my birth certificate literally has her and my granddad. Yeah. Oh. And so my grandmother, like she thought the world of me. She really did. And I thought the world of her. And I remember like, could nobody take care of my grandmother like I could take care of her. Like if she was sick, I got her. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I remember one time, it was like September of 2015. So it's been almost 10 years. Yeah. My grandmother had a full shoulder replacement. And at that time, she could not be alone for 2 weeks. So I was working as a therapist, and I was working overnight at the hotel. Okay. And I was working 2 full-time jobs, and I would take her to work with me. at night because my grandfather was working night shifts as a truck driver. So I would take my grandmother to work with me at nighttime for 2 weeks, put her in the room.
Yeah.
My manager at the time, he was just so accommodating. And he and I are still good friends to this day. And even though he's moved on to like corporate ladders, like we still work for the same company. I still work for them part-time. But we still have a relationship. And he was so accommodating. I was like, hey, I just need to bring my grandmother to work with me. And I wasn't making no money for her. I'm new to my career at this time. And my grandmother, in November of that same year, she ended up getting sick. And I remember I had to put her in the hospital. And the doctors had said, well, she has pancreatic cancer and it's already aggressive. So we don't really know how much longer she's going to live. So I was a caretaker and a therapist. Okay.
Yeah.
And my grandmother, you know, before she started to decline, while she was in the hospital, she said, you know, I just want you to keep life as normal as possible. And I remember I went in the hallway and I just cried, girl. I just cried because I'm like, how do I keep life as normal as possible? Right. I'm, you know, talking to my best friends every day and all that stuff, right? So I'm trying to keep the bills paid, keep the dogs fed, keep the cars washed and all this stuff. And, you know, going to church and putting on the United Front at church and telling everybody, oh, God gonna make a way. God gonna make a way. Oh, speaking in tongues, rolling on the floor. I'm doing all. Oh, I'm very fluent in them tongues too. Very fluent. Told you I'm spiritual. Yeah. And so, you know, I'm doing all this stuff, lifting my hands when the choir singing, and my grandma was just declining. Yeah. Right. And so she passed away on January the 4th, 2016. And I was with her when she passed away. It was just she and I in the room. And she had such a beautiful transition. It was the most beautiful thing I ever saw in my life. And I see it replays in my head every single day. Here we are 9 years later, 9 years and some change. And I already knew what type of funeral what homegoing service she wanted. Like, she gave me this book when I graduated high school, right? She gave me this binder called My Final Wishes. Yeah. She told me to always take it with me everywhere I go. So it went to basic training with me, all my military trainings, it went to college with me. And it had everything in there. Her insurance policies, where she wanted to be buried at, who was getting wet, which was me. Prepared. You know, it was no debate on who her favorite was. Right. That's probably why they don't be talking to me now. To this day. I was my grandmother's favorite. I'm still her favorite, even in heaven. Still her favorite.
Shout out to grandma.
Listen, I want my mansion next door to hers. Yes. Like, God, I already told you what I want. Right next door, right? Yeah. And so, when after her funeral, my dad came up to me. And, you know, me and my dad, we've had some issues over the years. But I felt I understood him a little bit better when he walked up to me after the funeral. And he said to me, son, thank you for taking care of my mom all these years. Oh, wow. And that really allowed me to let my guard down because it allowed me to see him. You know, I remember when I called him and told him that she had passed away. And my dad is very good at putting up that guard. And he was just like, oh, okay, son, well, I'm gonna call you back. I'm finna go to Alabama Power and pay my power bill. Yeah. So he don't do no online billing. He don't pay this thing. He got to show up.
Yeah, make sure y'all get this.
Right. And so I knew he was hurting then. And so I'm making a point to make sure that my dad and we have a relationship that makes sense for us. Yeah. Because I understand what he went through as a middle child because his oldest brother, my grandmother was too busy trying to save him and from drugs and alcohol and stuff. And that's what introduced me into wanting to be a substance abuse counselor. And then my uncle, the youngest baby, he's wealthy and living in Houston and living behind the gates. Now that's who I really had issues with. Now that uncle, I felt like he was trying to compete with me, but I came out on top though. Look at you. I came out as the favorite, but my uncle and my grandmother wanted that relationship to get better. She said, I want you and your uncle to have a better relationship. And we do. We do talk often. We really do. And I understand him a little bit more as well, but I saw a lot of that, like how the baby was treated. Oh, my grandmother. That baby child was my grandmother's favorite. Like, me and my friends, we had this joke.
Yeah.
Because we always knew that my baby uncle was the favorite. So we always... You remember that movie, Beloved?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So my uncle don't know that we call him this. So we call him Beloved.
Oh, Lord.
Like me and my friends, we have text messages to this day. Like... So we call my grandmother Nay. Her name is Naomi. And so I'll text my friends like, child, Nay, beloved Willie, coming to town. Because my uncle's name is Willie. And so we'll always say her beloved favorite when he's coming, he's flying in or he's driving in.
Yeah,
and so one time I slipped up and called him that in the text messages. I was like, Uncle beloved. He's like, what? And I was like,
never mind. It's like that just went over your head.
Over your head. But yeah, so I've seen the middle child, but I never thought you were a middle child.
Really?
I thought you were an only child. I've known you for a few years now.
You have.
I thought you were an only child.
And that's honestly because I don't talk about my family.
Yeah.
One, I think it's just, for me, a protection mechanism. One, I do it to protect them because I grew up in a household, and like that old school household was everything is discreet.
Yeah.
So it's just like nobody should know any of your business, any of that.
Right.
So I took that to the extreme.
Yeah.
Like, y'all not gonna know if my parents still together. Right. Y'all not gonna know my siblings. Even like, it's so awkward, and it's not purposely, but it's so awkward now. When I see my siblings out and about, it's like a awkward hey.
Yeah.
It's very awkward. But one thing you can't do is play with one of them.
Yeah.
Like, we don't play that. We always watching. So even if I see them out in public and I walk by and it's an awkward hey, my eyes is watching. Wow. Because what you're not finna do is play with that one.
Yeah. I will say this. I'm glad that you have a good relationship with your siblings or whatever makes sense for y'all.
Yeah.
Not me and my siblings.
Really?
No. Well, it's different. Like, we are just, and I don't mean this in a bad way,
right?
But we are honestly divided. We are so divided. Like,
are all y'all here?
As far as I remember.
Okay, I'm hollering. I'm hollering.
As far as I remember, like, my brother that's right after me on my mom's side, his dad is my lawn man. So I see his dad all the time.
Right.
I have a relationship with his dad. We talk all the time. Of course, I'm paying him, right? Yeah. And I actually saw my brother, like, probably a year ago, because I still consider his dad my stepdad. His dad was like doing one of the yards in the neighborhood, and I saw in my window that my brother was helping him. Yeah. And I'm like, maybe my brother's gonna walk over here and ring my doorbell, because I'm not going outside. It was hot, and I'm like going out there. My brother did not, and they were parked outside in front of my house, and I was watching the cameras. I was like, my brother did not even come over here and ring the doorbell, say hey or anything. And I had told my mom, I was like, your child is in my neighborhood, and yeah, he didn't even come over. So that is the last time I saw that brother. Oh wow! Like, on my camera, cutting
on the camera.
Yeah. And my youngest brother, I haven't seen him in maybe 3 years.
Oh.
Yeah. Haven't seen him in about 3 years. Whenever my sister graduated high school. So yeah, that was 3 years ago.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I haven't seen my youngest sister in 3 years. I may like see pictures on social media that my mom made post, but none of us talk. Like, even my siblings on my dad's side, none of us talk.
That's interesting.
Yeah, we don't talk. We don't have relationship.
And it's been like that since like your
forever. Oh, yeah, it's been that way forever. I mean, we tried instances here and there. Yeah. But it doesn't feel authentic. Yeah. And so, and I'm not like, I don't want to be around if it don't feel authentic. Also, like, we don't have a family text or group chat, whatever they call it. We don't have none of that. Oh, wow. At all.
I feel like we do, but it's basically about my niece. Yeah. Like, we all in a group chat, but it's just we just sending pictures about my niece. That's interesting.
We do not have none of that.
My mom is so... she's so big on family. So from as far as I can remember, which ain't that far back, honestly.
Right.
She's always said that we needed to stick together.
Yeah.
So although our relationships have gotten better over the years, it's just, I think that's why I'm just so protective, because I'm just like, at the end of the day, I got to stick together. Like, I have to love you. I think growing up, it almost felt like out of obligation.
Yeah.
And now it's just more so like, I love you because like, you my sibling.
Yeah.
And they have always come through.
Yeah.
So I think that seed that she planted has just, it has blossomed.
Yeah.
Now the interesting part is, and y'all gonna find out soon with my brother, he'll get up and go. Like, just travel.
Oh, okay.
He'll walk back in here and be like, all right, I'm out. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. 2 days later, are you coming back? He's like, oh no, I'm in New York. Excuse me? For how long? Oh, until I just feel like moving. So like he's the traveler. He would get up and go. That's why he has so many traits, like, and stuff like that.
Now I travel. Yeah. I love to travel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to think it was my fault that me and my siblings don't have a close relationship. Like I see like my friends and stuff have with their siblings. I just think it was my fault by me being the oldest child.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was like my responsibility to, keep everyone together.
Yeah.
I thought that was my job because I used to like reach out like, hey, I'm just checking in and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But I stopped doing that. I'm going to tell you when I stopped doing it. I stopped doing it when my siblings did not tell me happy birthday for like 3 consecutive years.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. And I will always reach out to them on their birthday.
Yeah.
Wish them a happy birthday. But when I saw that they were not wishing me a happy birthday, after that 3rd year of me not getting a happy birthday,
you were done.
I was done.
Yeah.
I was done because there's no way that on April 26th, I remember your birthday. On June 20th, I remember your birthday.
Yeah.
On July 6th, I remember your birthday. I got another sibling born July 4th.
Yeah.
I got another sibling born October 27th. Ain't no way in the world I remember all y'all birthdays. But y'all can't remember May 1st?
Right.
The one who kicked it off? May 1.
Let's see.
Not May 1/1, 1/5, 1/9.
It's the day all your bills due. So you gotta remember
my mortgage is due on my birthday. That's the 1 month I pay my mortgage on the 15th.
It's my birthday. Y'all not getting these.
I be like, hey, look, I be getting these emails, these automatic emails from my mortgage broker, like, happy birthday. I called him one year. I said, let me tell you something. Stop sending me them automatic emails because I'm never gonna pay my mortgage on my birthday. I'm gonna pay it on the 15th.
Right.
I'm gonna pay it on the 15th. I'm gonna let whatever people send me on Cash App and Apple Pay and stuff like that. That's gonna be the payout. That's what's in the payout. But when my siblings went 3 years and did not wish me a happy birthday, I said, I'm done.
Oh, wow.
I am done. And so I would say it was probably my 35th birthday when I was like completely done. Because I did a big milestone. Yeah, I did a big party for my 35th birthday and none of them came. Only one sibling came, and it was my brother on my dad's side. He was the only one that came. But I stopped. I said, oh no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I gotta love them older siblings. Shout out to my older sibling. My sister, she's the glue that keep us together. Yeah. She is definitely the glue.
But see, the thing is, y'all have the same parents.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. My mom was in a marriage for 20 years to my 2 younger siblings' dad. And I remember, like I told you, we have age gaps. And I remember when it was just me and my brother before they started having kids together. I remember this man had told me, your brother is not really your brother because y'all don't have the same mom and dad. Y'all are just step brothers.
What is that to tell it?
And I come from one of them families where yes, a lot of us are half siblings.
Yeah.
But even the people that are even step siblings.
Yeah.
We don't do that step stuff in my family or that half sibling stuff in my family. We don't even do the whole thing of cousins by marriage.
Right.
Like we cousins.
Yeah.
Like for real. Uh-huh. Or we siblings. Like a lot of us in my family are half siblings. You know,
okay,
but you never hear anyone say that's my half brother or
right.
Like my favorite aunt is my mom's sister, and yes, they are half sisters,
right?
But we don't say that half word in our family, and so because I know you said it to me, I know you said it to them two kids that you had, you and my mom had together, and those two, they love their dad. And I never tell them not to love their dad. I don't love their dad because he missing a digit.
You play so much. You play so much.
You can't come for me and you missing a digit. Yeah. I got 10 digits. I be reading.
You play too much.
I be reading.
Oh my goodness.
Just let up off. I have been breathe for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
I was going to get that one out.
You've been again.
I let him live for the past 3 years.
Right.
But I know that because, you know, history does repeat itself.
It does.
So I know if you said that to me and my brother, that we're not real brothers, I know you said that to the two kids that you do have with my mom. And yes, y'all two kids are 100% brother and sister. And I'm glad that those two kids look like my mom and not like you.
Yeah. I'm not going to play with you on this.
I said, thank you, Lord.
I told you.
Listen, I thank God. I was thanking God. I said, when them kids was born years ago, I said, oh, Lord, please don't let them come out looking like they did. I said, Lord, if I ain't never asked you for nothing, I was a teenager praying this prayer. If I ain't never asked you for nothing else, God, just honor this prayer. You did it in 2002. Do it again in 2004.
If he did it before you
do it again. And he did. And my brother and sister do not look like their dad. And I just thank God for it. So whether they want to have a relationship with me or not, I thank God that they don't look like that man. They don't look like what they've been through.
Yeah, what we told you, this episode is raw and unfiltered. Unfiltered.
They don't look like what they went through. Jesus. Amen. So I do believe that he did, you know, at some point tell them like me and my brother. And I know that probably is somewhat true because there was this guy that, and oh my God, I hadn't heard from this guy in years, but there was this guy that wanted to pursue me and he was an older guy and I ain't into senior citizens. Okay. And so, he wanted to pursue me and I told him, I said, hey, according to what I see on Facebook, you're friends with my mom and my stepdad. Yeah. He said, who are your parents? So, and mind you, I look exactly like my mom. Yeah. Like, we are identical. Ain't no denying me. And so, I told him who my mom and my stepdad was. And this man said, man, and when I tell you my feelings were so hurt for him, this man wrote me and said, oh, I didn't know they had any adult kids. I just always known them to have 2 kids. Yeah. I said, well, they have 2 kids together, but my mom has 2 older sons. Yeah. This man said to me, oh, she's never talked anything about either of you. Girl, my feelings were so hurt. Really? Did you call and confront her? I did. I did. My feelings were so hurt. Yeah. It was really, really hurt because I felt disowned. It was already bad enough that I grew up feeling disowned because I was adopted. And I still to this day don't know the actual reasons why I was adopted. Besides the spiritual reason my grandmother told me when she was alive. Yeah. But I don't know the real raw and unfiltered reason. Like from my mom's perspective or my dad's perspective as to why y'all couldn't take care of me. Why y'all? Do you think you'll ever get it? I would like to get it. Okay. I don't know. I'm up in the air about if I would ever get it or not. Got you. But I would like to get it in this season. I'm in. Yeah. You know, especially with everything I have going on, I would like to get it in this season. Yeah. Because here it is, I'm about to be 38 and I just still don't know. And some people may say, well, why you want to know now? Because it's hitting me now.
Yeah.
I'm getting older, you know, and there may be plans for me to one day have a child via surrogacy, right? So, you know, it's reasons why that I would like to know. I don't want to continue to go through life and not really know. Like, I know the spiritual reasons that my grandmother told me many years ago, but I don't know from my mom and dad. Now, I know if I ask my granddad, he gonna tell me whatever come to his head. And so I just have to let him be great.
Yeah, just let him do his thing.
Yeah, because my granddad he can read. Yeah. Oh, my granddad can read. But I'm just seriously like to know, but I don't think I would ever know. Okay. Right now. Right now, let me just say right now. But I would love to know in this season.
Okay.
Life. So, yeah. So when that man said that to me, I told my mom who he was. I even told him, I said, hey, you and I, we can't kick it. We can't talk. We can't do nothing. You already old.
That's right.
So, yeah. But that really had hurt me. And I think that also started let me pull back from this dynamic of family because I don't understand it. I'm not, and me trying to understand it is gonna piss me off even further. Right. You know, so yeah, family just looks different for everybody.
It does. Yeah. It does. Because I see some of my friends and like their relationship that they have with maybe just like their mom, or the relationship that they have with like just their father. I'm just like, it's amazing how family is, you know, different in each season.
Right.
And how it's always a touchy subject. Yeah. It's always a very touchy subject. Like, I don't even want to talk about it sometimes. Yeah. It's so touchy.
It is.
And then you might say the wrong thing that offend one, and now you got to come back and then defend the other one. And it's just like...
Right. It's too much. Like, even like my favorite cousin, which I got to reevaluate her status. Like, she texted me one morning. It was like early in the morning, and she texted me all capital letters. Call me. To me, that I'm going to respond with a trauma response.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like... Because I'm so used to, like me and one of my other cousins, literally, our family is just defined by funerals. We are a funeral family. So I'm thinking something has happened.
Right.
And when I call her, she was like, oh, so it take all capital letters for me to hear from you. I said, girl, it is 7 o'clock in the morning. I said, moving forward, I'll be sure to know not to call you when you send me all capital letters. Because I'm thinking something serious is going to, if you just naturally just wanted to hear from me.
Yeah.
Just call me. If I don't answer, just shoot a text and say, hey, call me when you get a chance. Just want to hear your voice. Something to that effect. Like, don't send me in a frenzy. I'm already diagnosed with PTSD. I'm already diagnosed with major depressive disorder. I'm already diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. I am just a walking... Yeah. I'm naturally just like...
You told me coming around that curve trying to get here.
Trying to come down. So, listen, y'all gonna have to escort me out, man.
Baby. Man. One thing somebody cannot say is, oh, I was just on your side of town. Because no, you weren't.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't. And you'll never hear me say it. You'll never hear me say it.
Oh my goodness. All right, Twan. So this conversation is, I'm going to have you back for a second episode, soon.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. My producers are just telling me it's time to, wrap it up, unfortunately, because this is getting good.
This is good. But I'm glad that you had me to kick things off. And I hope that this is just going to take off for you. I hope that people, that when they watch this, they get to laugh. They get to just
oh my goodness,
channel their inner self and be like, oh my goodness, see?
Because it's definitely authentic.
Yeah. And I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I am so proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah. No guest will be the same. You may watch an episode and laugh, and then you may watch another one and be seeing here boo crying.
I was about to cry a few minutes ago. I had to just...
Yeah, they stay.
Had to trust God. Just like really, really back in.
Good man. Because this house will do it to you. Especially that. Shout out to my parents again. I just love them. Okay, but if they wanted to get in contact with you, I guess to keep up with your future endeavors or even book you as a therapist,
please be 18 years or older.
Man, shout out to, I like them therapists that have experience with older people. Nothing wrong with the ones that do younger.
I don't specialize working with kids.
Yeah.
I don't specialize working with kids because that's not what I went to school to we have specialties, okay?
Yeah.
That's not my passion, but I can refer you to people that work.
Yeah.
I don't work with kids. I cuss.
Right.
All my therapy sessions full of cussing. I be cussing them all up. But them kids don't need that. They don't need me running.
Because they gonna be like, you said a bad word.
And I'm gonna say another bad word. But I love working with adults.
Yeah.
Because working with adults, you really, they get to really uncover and say, you know what, this wasn't resolved.
Yeah.
I did not resolve this in my life.
Yeah.
And so I really get to work with them and dive deep in that and really get down in the mud with them. So I love working with adults. But if people want to find me, don't go looking for me on Facebook. That's my personal page.
I don't even have one anymore.
It ain't that much on mine.
Yeah. Okay.
But definitely you can find me on Instagram at Accomplishing Goals Counseling. Or you can also find me at Twan Dixon LPC as well on Instagram. And you can just message me on there. Now we'll respond because my email address is so long. And so, yes, but you can also find me on Psychology Today.
Okay.
As well. So if that's a directory to find therapists and you can filter it.
Yeah.
So people can definitely find me on there. And a lot of people do find me.
I bet they do. They definitely better be finding you after this.
Listen, they be finding me and I'm excited about it. And so I appreciate you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Yes.
And opening it up.
Yes,
oh my goodness.
So to whoever is next, bring it. Bring it.
Oh, you're going to have to come back and fix it.
I'm going to have to come back and fix it. I've been in my producing bag lately.
You have. And that really is what, like, I was just like, all right. That's when I got back home and God said, go. I said, all right, bet.
Yeah, because you were there. You saw me.
Yeah. He said, go. I said, okay.
Liz, I can't wait for people to see what you saw.
Yeah. Before we get too much information out, thank you guys so much for joining me with the Middle Child Podcast. Again, you never know what to expect because we are going to be authentically ourselves. You are appreciated here. You are loved here and you are seen here. Thank you for joining Royal Bows again with Middle Child Podcast. I love you.
Bye, y'all.